Monkey Kid Season 5 has come and it is crazy. Whether or not you liked it, we got a bunch of really cool sets that go hand in hand with the show. So we're going to get into it. Be prepared. This is massive spoilers for everything in Monkey Kid, specifically Season 5.
And now all of us Monkey Kid connoisseurs can go ahead and deep dive in the TV show, enjoy all the lore, plot, character art, fan couples, fan ships, and fan arts, and more. I don't know a single bigger Monkey Kid fan than the guy to my right-hand side named Daniel Lewa. He's here today, and he watched Monkey Kid Season 5, and we're going to analyze all the sets compared to the show, the full in-depth analysis, right?
That's right. We've been here from the very beginning with Monkey Kid since Season 1.
How did you guys like Monkey Kid Season 5? Rate it on a 1 through 10 within the comment section immediately. One thing that I noticed when I was watching it, Daniel Lewa kind of forced me at gunpoint to watch it, but I watched when I was 5 episodes in. I mean, they're 11-minute episodes, but I was like, where are the actual sets? Because we already know about the sets that are coming August 1st, but it wasn't until what episode? I mean, the Power Team truck did make an appearance, right, pretty early on, but I swear it was for a split second. I swear. It was like an Easter egg. I was like, oh, it's the Power Team truck.
That's an unfortunate trend in all of the seasons of MK, where you have all of the MK vehicles, the team vehicles, like the team van, the quadcopter, all of these things. They show up for just a short amount of time, and then they just get destroyed, blown up, crashed, whatever, or they are just never seen again. And it's kind of unfortunate because some of the designs are cool, and some of these are useful. But something like the truck here, yeah, you see it on screen for a bit, and then the writer's like, oh, we don't know what else to do with this, so let's just, get it off the screen.
How do you think the TV show depiction compares to the actual set? To me, it looks fairly accurate, except obviously there are these giant exhaust pipes that are very reminiscent of Monkey King's staff and Monkey Kid's staff, but that doesn't quite translate over to the power truck.
It's true, and all of these vehicles are literally made by the staff, and so having those staff decals are kind of nice, and you can kind of see that. All of the things that are important on this truck are there, even like the bumper stickers, the stud shooter is there, the speakers, like all of the important components are there. They're just kind of shifted around or exaggerated in their sizing.
Also, we get a little bit of throwback to the 5-year anniversary of Monkey Kid with May's Mech.
Oh yeah, and it looks really great in the show, like pretty much 1-for-1 translated from the set version. It's missing the extra booster things that go on MK's side vehicle, but otherwise this is a very good adaptation, and it's nice to actually see this in show form.
In the show, it doesn't seem as big as it is in the set. Just a little nitpick, I feel like the set seems a little bit larger, but yeah, it looks really accurate, and it's kind of cool to see that. Another reference to the 5-year anniversary is the Megapolis City.
We don't hear by name that this is Megapolis City, but it is kind of referencing all the little booths and different carts and food stalls that we see in the set. So it's nice to kind of have that lip service here, and it looks nice, even though it's very different, clearly.
Yeah, and I was watching the show, it made me want the 5th anniversary sets because we got the gold horn demon and the silver horn demon in their DJ form, which is just like how they are in Megapolis City. I'm like, dang, this isn't making me want Monkey Kid Season 5 sets. This is making me want 5th year anniversary sets. But hey, and then we get a little bit of a jump scare in this PNG simulated Monkey Kid Season 5 of a fully 3D rendered and animated mech.
And it's pretty faithful. As soon as I saw this on screen, I sent a snapshot to Methuselah and said, wow, how does this look so much better than the one we got in set form? Something about it, I think it's a lot sleeker. The colors are a lot more defined. It's not so messy. I think a lot of what makes it messy on the set form is the huge vinyl piece that's just kind of this fire decal. And that's cool and all, but without that on the show, you can see it's a lot cleaner. All of the other important things are here, like, well, you see the parts on the back, like the different propellers and things that are used to make him go even faster. It has the wheels on the bottom and everything. A very faithful transition, but if anything, it improves on it in the show, which is usually not the case.
Yeah, I agree. It looks a lot more cooler in Gundam in the show, and I think the set actually does look like that once you take the vinyl off. Honestly, I think taking the vinyl off is actually an upgrade with the set. In the show, it doesn't have this whole drone rocket attached to the back of it, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a fun split function added for the physical set, where you add the copter wings to this chassis, and it becomes a whole drone. But in the show, it just felt like a singular good solid mech.
As far as we know, these shows and sets are developed in tandem with each other, similar to how Ninjago's developed, or kind of the show and sets are developed in tandem. Sometimes the show gets finished first, sometimes the sets may get finished first. But we can see here that some of these things get lost in translation one way or the other.
So Nezha's back, of course, as we could tell by the mech, and here's the suit that we got in physical form versus what it looks like in the show. I'm already noticing some discrepancies. Okay, Daniel Lewa, don't blow your lid off. This is fine, okay? There are some discrepancies. Like, look, he has a purple shoulder armor, purple-pink shoulder armor in the TV show. He has golden shoulder armor in the physical set.
Yeah, it's clearly much more based off of the previous minifigures of Nezha than we've seen before. They didn't really change his model at all for the new minifigs. We've also seen that with MK and May, some of the other ones where they have these really cool new figure forms, but not in the show. So we don't see some of like the new cool suits in the show that we see in the sets.
A lot of people were mad, Monkey Kid, where the antagonist didn't show up till the end of season 5, and I'm like, wasn't Li Jing literally the antagonist for the first 8 episodes? He was the main villain, or antagonist, if you don't want to use the word villain. And probably one of the coolest parts about the show, holding literally the Celestial Pagoda in his hand, it can trap anybody. He's OD, he's OP, and he's super powerful.
Yeah, I love any time we see a little more world building. We get more of the celestial hosts, we get more of the different deities. And seeing Nezha's actual dad, who's a general of the heavens, is pretty dope. And it's pretty faithful also to his minifigure form. Sure, a lot of the little details don't translate over completely, but the main important things are there, like the shoulder armor, the different color schemes on his top and bottom, and of course his hairpiece with the really cool hairpin. And then the pagoda itself, which is a really interesting case because this is just something that Li Jing holds, but is basically a giant thing on the inside. So you get shrunk down into size, or your spirit goes in there, or whatever. It's not totally clear. What you see in the show is just basically the inside as far as the minifig scale goes. So in the set, when you have the figures inside of the set, that scale is okay with what you see in the show. But in actuality, everything is really just happening inside of that tiny little handheld pagoda.
And yeah, they all get trapped in the pagoda eventually, spoiler alert, and they have a little altercation or skirmish with the 100-eyed demon. I'll admit it was just kind of a one-off villain of the episode, or as it felt like. But he was really cool visually. I think he was cooler than the 9-headed beast. I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now. Okay, I'm sorry.
I think you're right, and he's translated better. We'll get to 9-headed beast in a minute, but his figure form and his actual show form are really well done, especially the version that comes in the Team Power Truck where you have the kind of the centipede looking thing. That looks pretty much just like how it does in the show, just scaled up by 100. Also, the little eyeballs in the pagoda that are populated all around in the set also make an appearance in the show. So I think there was some really good callbacks in between the eyes in the set and in the show. But all in all, this is a really cool figure, and it translated very well into the minifig form.
It's a really cool Monkey Kid figure, and I wish we got some huge, zany, cool, buildable villain demon creature for him, like our other favorite Monkey Kid sets, but it's just not how it panned out in the show. It's all good. He had a nice time to shine, and you would think a doper, epic-looking character like this would be a little bit more presence. And when we have the new team suits for the Monkey Kid Squadron.
Yeah, it's interesting that these are basically just prison outfits, which I don't think I anticipated when I first saw these minifigures in set form. But it turns out these are just like the prison jumpsuits that you wear for anybody who gets stuck in the pagoda, which is pretty funny. The numbers on the suit, we speculated may have something to do in the show, but they don't even show up on the suits in the show. Instead, they have some symbols of their character instead. But otherwise, these are just kind of generic suits. Nothing crazy special.
Sandy is wearing more of a tank top in the physical form. And then in the physical form, they look like a lot more silvery and metallic than they do in the show, where they're more of a flat gray. So it's a cool choice. It's a cool design. I'm not saying that's a bad difference, but yeah, just a discrepancy.
It is kind of weird, though, that Sandy, for the last 2 years, has never had a big fig form again. Even in the show, he hasn't changed at all. He's like still ginormous. The minifigs are like, yeah, it's just cheaper for us to make the little minifig. Yeah. Same with Mo. He doesn't have his mohawk anymore. It's just like a little tuft of hair. Too bad.
That is strange with the Mo, because he still does have the mohawk in the show. I'm totally fine with the switch to a minifigure for Sandy, just for the sake of set building, not having to accommodate for a big fig and everything. That's totally fine. Yeah, Mo's hair being gone is a little strange. I know there are bigger problems going on in the world right now, but hashtag bring back Mo's hair immediately. Mo needs a mohawk because he doesn't have a comb over. Look at him in the show. There's a picture right here. He literally has a mohawk. Did they not make a mold for that piece? Have we not already had? Was that bumping up the price of Mo having a freaking mohawk in every Monkey Kid set?
Maybe.
And then we have the nine-headed Zest Beast, the nine-headed demon. And wow, Daniel Lewa was not really happy with this villain. He kept rage texting me in all caps, like, what the heck? It was weird. He was not a fan of this villain, and I'm like, it can't be that deep. And I watched, and yeah, it was a bit underwhelming, you know. Opinions of the show aside, how does it translate?
I think of all the characters in season 5, this one translated the worst because when he showed up on the screen, I'm like, the vibe, the design, it's pretty different from what you get from the minifigure. The face is all kind of laid out differently, his mouth, but the biggest thing is his hair. In the minifig form, you have kind of the snakes all coming out, and it looks cool. It's fine. It looks really good in the show, where you have the clearly defined silver crown, and his snakes are all kind of done up in a cool hairdo. They also come loose later and kind of in attack mode, but none of that kind of creepy energy that he's giving off is in the minifig form. Otherwise, the actual outfit itself is pretty well translated. It's mostly just the headpiece and the face, which is a very important thing for this character.
Yeah, the outfit looks accurate, but yeah, his face has more turtleish lip feature and the reptilian nose. It still looks like a cool minifigure in real life, just not very reminiscent of the show. You think of this lizard guy being, I'm the nine-headed demon, but in the show he's like, aha, I'm the nine-headed demon. You know what I'm saying? Just a totally different vibe.
I mean, the voice actor was great. I really like the voice actor, but the writing for this character and how he shows up at the very end and the story does not make any sense. Please, if you can explain it to me in the comments, please do, because I'm so confused by what is going on with this guy.
Someone explain to Daniel Lewa what exactly happened in the finale of Monkey Kid Season 5, because he's been mauling about it for the past, I don't know, when did this even come out? It's been crazy. All I saw was that the hearts of the gemstones were put into every civilian on Earth and they healed the patches of the universe. And then, turns out, Monkey Kid unleashed chaos. And we'll find out about that next season.
Can someone also please explain to me why the writers decided to make the nine-headed demon the most broken, overpowered guy ever? It's like,
right,
all of these guys in this shot here have fought Lady Bone Demon, Spider Queen, the Azure Lion, who was like way cool and was way crazy, and then nine-headed demon is just like, okay, you're trapped, you're trapped, you're trapped. Macaque is the one who ends up freeing himself, like actually being able to get people out. But this was such a cop-out. I don't know. I just thought that was cheap.
It was strange seeing Sun Wukong tied down by some bands. And then also Li Jing, who was built up to be, I can, just capture whoever I want at any point in time. He's established to be OP. And then have a character just come out of absolutely nowhere. There was no, really hinting at it or leading up to it. It was just, this guy is now here. So I guess that's a little bit of our frustrations with the TV show. But everyone is subject to their own opinion, so let us know what you thought about the nine-headed demon. Obviously, he reached his demon form, which I was waiting for. I was like, hey, when is the set part going to happen? When's the set part going to happen? And I got to admit, the set probably looks a little bit better than the show version. I don't know. The show version looks okay.
It looks fine, but it feels like a B-tier villain. In this show, especially the last few seasons, we have seen the team go up against the craziest stuff. The Lady Bone Demon mech giant thing is absolutely crazy and ginormous. Azure Lion in his, Jade Emperor form, whatever you want to call it, absolutely crazy. And then when this shows up, it's like, okay, we got Master Egalt here trying to, take on the team. It really didn't have that presence and that it didn't inspire the fear that you would want this kind of OP villain to have. We've talked about this before in our previous demon ranking video. This one just is a little weaker on the set side and on the show side, and the translation between the two is fine.
Was it just me, or did this not even have that much screen time whatsoever?
No, it didn't have so much screen time. And what was the point? So Nine-Headed Demon wanted MK to go with the stones to repair the Pillar of Heaven, and so he turned into his form to stop the team from stopping him. But it's like, I thought, if everything breaks apart, the chaos wins, and so this just didn't make any sense. Why is he stopping everybody anyway?
You don't get it. You don't get it, Daniel Lewa. It's deeper. It's not just good and bad. It's not just chaos. It's deeper than that, okay? It's Chinese mythology. It's deeper than that. There was literally Nuwa, the creator of humanity, was in this show. We need to stop talking about our opinions on the show, but I was just astounded when Monkey Kid thought he was so much smarter than Nuwa, the literal creator of humans and monkeys, saying that we need to reset and refresh things. And he's like, no, I'm the Monkey Kid. Like, this is not your Iron Man versus Thanos moment. This is
Oh
literally
my
a
god.
beautiful snake lady from Monster Masumi making an appearance and telling you that we need a soft reset on this universe. It's healthy, it's regrowth, and Monkey Kid's like, no. That's the main part where I got confused at.
Yeah, you're not the only one. Okay, so from what I could tell, she created humanity, and everyone is within inside of this pillar of heaven. It protects people from the chaos. Great. It broke once before, and she used the stones to fix the pillar. Okay, great. But part of that comes this cycle of growth and rebirth where now, in order to keep the chaos out and the pillar intact, this cycle has to start and end. And MK was created by her specifically to be the harbinger of chaos and restart the cycle. And the nine-headed demon woke him up early to restart the cycle early so the chaos could come early. Okay? So then why, like you said, why in the world is he able to be like, okay, well, you can't do all this yourself. We're going to use the stones and share the wealth between everybody and then repair the pillar ourselves. And then the chaos still gets it. It's so convoluted. It really needed like, I don't know, 10 more episodes or a TV special or something to flesh this out. But how do you like the figure, Methuselah? Does it translate well?
She's in some sort of heavenly state where the color and shading is a little bit different, whereas her minifigure looks a little more bright, neon green. And I think the minifig looks great. I think the colors look great. But if you look in the show, the tones look a lot more muted. She has a lot more flowing dress and ribbon elements that didn't show up in the minifigure. But her hair, I think, is the most accurate thing, with the printing on the front to represent the band, and then the printing on the bun.
No, the hair looks awesome. She doesn't even have any armor in the show, but she does in the set. I agree though that the biggest missing thing is some sort of flowy dress or fabric piece. That would be really cool.
I loved her though. I wish we had more of that character. Very cool, kind of. You don't see the creator of humans and animals really depicted as a snake woman too often, so it was pretty cool and refreshing to see that.
So not only were sets from the current wave and current year referenced, but some sets from previous years also made an appearance, starting here with the Flower Fruit Mountain, one of my favorites, Monkey Kid sets. And it shows up pretty much in every season, but here you can see the Monkey King's house, and they come here to train and talk and everything. That's really cool. And we also see Pigsy's Noodle Shop, which made an appearance in the Monkey King Warrior Mech set from 2020. It's cool that still keeps popping back up. Looks really nice.
I missed this
And then-
one. Is that actually the Heavenly Realms?
It is referenced in the show as the Celestial Realm, so this is a depiction of the Heavenly Realms.
And then we have some characters in the show that didn't get an equivalent minifigure in the theatrical depiction. I probably shouldn't say theatrical because it wasn't in theaters, but we have Li Jing's soldiers. Those look really cool and unique. I would love to see that in a minifigure with that helmet mold and maybe a new shoulder mold. That they probably wouldn't do a new one, but it would look really cool. And Macaque did not get his prison suit.
One of the coolest scenes in here is when they go to the court of the underworld. That looks so cool. It's getting any sort of figure like that or any set like that would be really awesome.
Well, now I have a sour taste for the court of the underworld because it turns out one of them was the nine-headed demon the entire time. And of course we had the creatures or beasties from Neopets or a third-party off-brand Pokemon that were the holders of the sacred stones that need to repair the entire world. And yeah, maybe it would have been cool to see some of these guys in an actual set. I think specifically the Serpentine Dragon would have been really cool, and Lion, and could have been a dual set. The Turtle's pretty cool, the Phoenix is pretty cool, but something maybe we could have seen or maybe we'll see. I don't know. And then we have this gateway to
the chaos.
The chaos. Yippee. What is the chaos? It is a river of fire, and Monkey Kid has now unleashed it by empowering all the citizens in the world to heal with a rainbow. Now the river of chaos has now been unleashed. I don't know. Can someone please explain what they think happened here? Because I have the world's biggest Monkey Kid connoisseur right here, and he doesn't even know.
I think this looks like a really cool location. The colors, we haven't really seen anything like orange before in MK. So I would love to see somewhere like this in a set. If Season 6 comes around and we get to see more of this, either Chaos or the Gateway to Chaos or something, that would be awesome. I just wish they had a better reason for how this all happened in the first place.
And we also see the very iconic scene of the Monkey King Sun Wukong blotting his name out of the Book of Death because he really didn't want to die. And Sun Wukong, I feel you. I wish I could do the exact same thing. Guys, if you have existential dread and anxiety, do not watch this TV show at night. It's messed up with all the different realms and universes. I'm being honest, like, just the concept of blotting your name out of the Book of Death. Like, what the? This show is messed up. But yeah, it's just overall the show versus the sets. How do you feel Daniel Lay was? I think I'm just going to hurry and quickly say it. I think out of all the sets now, the ones I'd want the most are the Celestial Pagoda, after watching the show, and maybe Nezha's Fire Mech.
I would have to agree with you because the Pagoda, it looks so good on its own, and it can be a right place for different types of storytelling because who knows what other demons or creatures that Li Jing is trapped in there. So that's a pretty cool place. And with the mech, you get both of the other main antagonists, and you get Mei, Nezha, and MK all in their brand new super cool suits. But what do you think out of all these is the most relevant to the show? Like,
just with the cultural relevance, you really need, for this season specifically, you need the Celestial Pagoda because you need Li Jing and you need Nuwa. If you don't get Li Jing out from this season, then why'd you get a set? Really? I mean, he was very crucial. He's the biggest newcomer. He's the biggest antagonist for 8 episodes. So I really think he's the one to get. Not only that, in the Celestial Pagoda, Nuwa's also included. So that's kind of just the shoe-in.
I totally agree. Yeah.
I think they did overall a good job working together on the sets in the show, like including the 100-eyed demon's eyes within the Celestial Pagoda. That's kind of only something you can do if you're working the show and sets in tandem with each other.
So whether or not you like Season 5 or you just like Monkey Kid for the sets, let us know what you think in the comments below. We would like to shout out our channel members who helped make this possible. Richie Rage,
Oliver J. the Ginger Lender,
Dr. Dan PhD,
MC Goat,
and Lidme.
Thank you so much, guys, for all the support on the channel. We really appreciate it. Please don't forget to super smash that subscribe button. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers where we're going to rank every Lego color once we hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to make Daniel Lewa do it. I know he doesn't want to, and he forced me to watch Monkey Kid Season 5 at stud shooter point. So, and I did it. I really did do it. So please go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Go ahead and comment Primate if you made it this far. You're a real one. You can join the Sakuga Squadron. Go on desktop, hit join. And thank you for all your support. See you next time.